And here we are, episode 12 of A Dose of Sinsanity. I am GR3. I am joined by Welshie and Jamokin. And today we are joined by Fufu, a longtime friend of ours. It's been coaching Pot of Greed, had some interesting kind of deals with Thunder Predator as a manager. And let's just kind of get into it. Why don't you introduce yourself, Fufu?
Well, my name is Fufu. That's my nickname. I've been playing Dota for more than 10 years. I started in high school. I was skipping classes just to play Dota in the LAN cafes here in Peru. And
Why does that
then
not surprise me?
after that, then I just went to university. And after finish my studies in university, I got a chance to work with Thunder Predator. Thunder Awaken now as a manager, and yeah, everything was really great there.
That's awesome. Let's kind of talk about how we met. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Fu, but me and Welshie met you actually in an in-house, and you met us through a mutual friend, correct?
Yes, at that
Yeah.
time, I think I was like starting to work. So I finished university. I think it was Austin, I think. Yes, I think it was Austin. I don't remember if,
B-Jack Honeydew for anyone who's curious, by the
yes,
way.
Bijek. I had him added in my friend list, I think. And then he invited me to play party. And I was on vacation, so I stopped playing Dota like for 6 months. So I told him, no, I'm not good right now. Like I haven't played in so much time. He said, no problem, just come. So then I accepted. We played together. And then he invited me to the in-house with you and with Ben to play, and then we met there.
Yeah, it's funny. We've talked about kind of this point in our Dota careers, Welshie, in the past where it was essentially every single day we were running in houses. And I don't know how much you remember, but at this time, almost everyone that BJack ever brought in was just absolute shit and absolute just toxicity.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Oh yeah.
it's kind of funny that we actually met Fu and allowed BJack to actually bring one of his friends in.
He brought
Yeah,
somebody.
no.
He was like, if he said, "Oh, they're kind of cool," you were like, oh, "Okay, so they're gonna be really toxic." And if he was like, "Okay, they can be kind of toxic," you were like, "Don't let them on my team, please. I don't need this today. I don't need the mental damage."
Emotional damage.
Oh, instead we got the long con of literal emotional damage from Fu and just being his friend over the years. Man. But yeah, I'm curious, like why did you add B-Jack?
No, I
Did
don't know.
did you think he was good at the time?
I think so, yes, because I was ancient at that time because I stopped playing Dota. So when I got back after my vacations,
Mhm.
I think I calibrated in ancient, something somewhere there, ancient one, I think. And then I found Bijak in a rank or pub, I don't remember. And I thought, oh, this guy is good. So I added him. And that's how like everything happened. But like I was just getting back, starting to play Dota again. I just start playing like more ranks at that time, and I started climbing like a Smurf because I was like ancient one. And the next week I was like divine five, I think.
Yeah, good lord. Can you imagine that climb, fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Well, you did actually, Jamokin, have a climb similar to that. I think I saw you go from Ancient 4 to like Divine 3, it feels like overnight at one point.
It kind of did feel like that, yeah. I did have a similar climb. Nothing, I think, quite that drastic, but
Yeah,
So
and after that
so
I just keep climbing. Like until now, I just keep trying to keep climbing.
What was the highest you've achieved yet?
nah,
7,700,
we don't care about your actual MMR. We want to know number.
What was your model
Best
number?
number. Best number.
Like it depends. Like when
Because
I think
I
there was a time like everyone had to reset their MMRs, so I calibrated like really quick, and I was like top 10 for like 1 hour.
yeah. If
Top
you're the first
10
one
for
to
an hour.
calibrate,
hey man, you don't have to say shit. You say, hey, I was a top 20 or top 10 player in NA or the
Yes,
Americas. You know what I mean? Like
There was a
you
time
like
in Bait where
just
I was
hold on to
top
that
10.
shit.
Bite
I
me.
was
Yes.
It
top 10
happened.
really fast.
It did happen. Oh,
Yeah, but
that's funny.
Another one.
usually my climbing number should be like I think I got to 300 or 290.
So we have a lot of people that watch or listen to or Dose of Insanity rather, um, and they wonder what is the best way that you would say to climb to immortal or even just climb ranks. What worked for you or what is working for you? Because even now I'm watching
Mm,
you, you're still climbing fairly quickly.
yes. You just need to understand that Dota is, if you want to climb, you are not going to have fun. Like it's more about dedication.
Straight up,
Uh,
it's no fun.
yeah, yeah, it's not fun. If you want to have fun, you can just go play pub and just pick, I don't know, like patch mid or techies mid, and you will have a lot of fun. But for climbing MMR, you need to be like dedicated and not have fun. And by
It's
that, you can also just pick maybe 3 or 4 heroes and spam all of them. Just three or
it
four
stops
heroes.
being a game, almost becomes an objective, right? Like where
Yeah,
it's
it's more like I
So
know what's going to happen. Let's do this. I know what's going to happen next, so we have to do this. This like it's not so much emotion. I think we feel like a little bit robotic
it's
up
no
there.
creativity. It's really just like this is the best decision for this situation that we're in,
It's
and we're
more
going to
like
do it.
yeah, it's more like let's try to out skill the enemy player. Try to outplay him with my skill
And if
and
we
win
can't
the
outplay
games.
him, we'll outrat him.
If you don't outplay, then just you lose your rank. If you
Mm-hmm.
played him, you will win your ranks.
So
Just play.
Fujimoken has talked to us a bit in the past of in order to climb ranks, you kind of got to say fuck everybody else in a way. So there's different things that are going to be toxic to your climb, and a lot of the times it's playing with others. Uh, the we stated how the best way, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jamokin, but the best way to climb, you were saying, was basically playing solo, correct?
yeah,
Is this something that you found, Jamokin? Or I'm sorry, Fu?
Yeah, definitely. The best way to climb your memory is playing solo. You will not get anything by playing with your friend, which is perhaps he's not in your same skill level. So instead of helping you, he will just be like harder to you to win the game. Like you just need to play solo and then try to win the game. Like depends on the medal also in the bracket. Usually, I think if I'm playing like maybe if I want to climb faster, I would play mid or core, but maybe just until like divine 3 or 4, like maybe somewhere there. Then I can just play like the role I played, which is post 4 and 5, and climb from there. Because I think it's gonna be easier. I just need like a core that can do some simple things and play with me. I will also get a lot of items as post 4.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I climb sometimes when I play with my friend's account, and sometimes I boost them. I only play as 4. Like they give me the
Shame
account.
on you.
shame, shame.
Shame.
We're gonna move
Now
on.
we know. Now we
This
know how Greco
organization does
ranked
not
up
support
before.
swearing in any form. Pot of Sins is
Alright.
an organization does not support sports affirming in any form.
But I mean, you can do it also as post 4. Like there's
So
some people say you need to play only mid and core until like you are 8k MMR, but there's also ways to climb with playing post 4 or post 3.
yeah, I think to like kind of jump on. For me, I felt like the fastest way to like hit divine slash like just tap immortal is like playing mid or carry.
Yeah,
You can just
usually
have
for
like,
everyone.
and then like once you hit like immortal high divine, then I think it's more viable to, if you're trying to rank up as fast as possible, is to play support. Because like if you give your carries the space and the vision and you set everything up for them, they're usually competent enough to do the right thing at that point.
Usually,
Yeah, that's also the
Usually,
same
exactly.
thing. That's like I think the same also. And also that's like if you play 4, it's like you can also get like core items and be like a second core or a third core player like hiding there like a post 6, which is another core one.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting. Go ahead.
I do have one more question. So, for let's say I really want to rank up, like, how would you say that you're the best coach to go to rank up? Can I
Yes, I
actually just
think
give
I'm
you a
the
bunch
best
of money
coach.
and you can help me rank up?
Yeah, I think I can help you a lot. Oh, I mean, anyone, I can help anyone a lot. I think I helped
Wow, you're just the
people
best,
in.
eh?
he's just the
Yes,
best,
I'm
eh?
the best.
He is the best day.
He's the best, eh?
I do want to kind of piggyback on the more or like kind of how you climb and things like that. And one thing that I've noticed from just playing with you, especially in the PSGS Invitational, um, there's a lot of aggression. And I think Welshie, you can kind of. I kind of want to hear Welshie's take on this. Now that I think about it,
Hmm.
how does it feel playing with Fu versus say like me and you were lane partners for eternity? Um, what is the major difference that you know or you see in an immortal player versus a legend to ancient player?
Comparing it to you is very unfair, I think, to the general rank, because I think that the most important thing is, more than anything, is that you know your support. You know what they want to do, and they understand you, and you understand each other's timings. Like, relationship with your support is the most important. But if it's raw rank and it's like, just take me playing ranked with someone who's like a legend one, so like, you know, four versus like Fu, the biggest difference is, one, he automatically already knows everything that I want him to do and where he needs to be. And even more than that, I don't tell Fu what's to do. Fu tells me what to do. Which is, I guess, not surprising, but he like, I don't know jack about how to play Tide, really. In full honesty, I'm a pretty bad Tide player. This man can basically just puppeteer my ass and go, use Q and just run at him. And I'm just like, okay, boss. And I just start sprinting and somebody dies, and it's not me for once. And that's really surprising normally. I'm like, Fu, how'd you do that? He's like, just be good. And I'm like, damn.
Wisdom. That's the coaching. He's just you give him money, he tells you just be good.
Sometimes that's what you got to hear, man.
But the thing that I've noticed is every time I play with Fu, even versus like a lot of divines and even um some I don't want to say lower rank, I guess like divine slash immortal, that kind of merging, I guess. Um is the pace of play is so high. And Fu, I'll let you reiterate on this, but you've talked about the amount of aggression that comes and how fast people play and how much fighting. Do you want to kind of speak about that a little bit?
Yes, sure. Like right now, the current metagame is like owning as much as like all lanes if possible, and the only way to get to that is by being aggressive. Like you need to try to get kills as much as possible and fight as much as possible. Of course, there are some times like after maybe the first 10 minutes, you will say, okay, like just stop fighting and just like turtle, just defend tower, farm a little bit, and fight like in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But what I usually do is just try to go from like with a lot of aggression. Why? Because if you win your offlane, basically you will have like, for example, you have a Sand King or any hero that has a blink initiation. You already have like maybe 50% of the game won, because this guy will put pressure like in the jungle, in mid, in safe lane, and everywhere. Same goes for the safe lane. Like if you win your safe lane, then your carry will have like a lot of farm in his jungle, then he will go back to the lane, take the tower, and then he will keep farming your jungle and then the triangle. Instead, if you die too much, it's like real bad because you will be behind levels. And if you try to go to your jungle, if the offlane is really good, he will go for you in your own jungle and he will kill you. With a post 4 also, of course. Like he will not care about the tower yet. He will just
Mm-hmm.
go for you in the jungle. And you will have like this thing in your head, like I'm dying too much, I'm level 4, the enemy is level 8, like I don't want to play anymore, GG or whatever. It affects your mentality right now.
That's really interesting, actually. But how about, or so, like I was saying before, Fu, you were a coach for Pot of Greed
Yes,
for God knows 2, 3, 4 seasons, I think. Um,
I remember.
and you did a lot of work for us in really developing the type of strategy we had, especially in season 29 when we ended up winning, where we kind of adopted that mentality and we ran this behind Welshie, who we said you're going to be on a blink initiator and just fucking run at people.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Um, why don't you talk a little bit more about your coaching experience?
Well, I have coached you guys in, I mean, this part of scenes, and also different teams you have in this Discord also. I
Hmm.
think I don't remember the exact nicknames.
Hmm.
Uh, I think I'm good because like after I teach you some stuff to you or any of your friends in this Discord, I've seen improvements like in the ranks, like they've been climbing a little bit more and they've been understanding what they've been doing wrong, you know. There's like everything in Dota is important since from the start, like when you're going out from the fountain, like what items are you getting, your starting items, like where is your positioning for the bounty runs, what is your next item for the laning stage, like for example you're not getting harassed, like why are you getting a ring of hell if you're not getting any harass and you're killing people, or instead if you are losing the off lane, why just don't you get like a ring of hell to stay at least in your lane, and for the mid like different tips, and also for the safe lane like different tips, like I've seen people take notes and use this, and they have understood like in Dota, everything matters. A small thing matters, makes difference.
Do you know what's one of my number one things, food, that in my ranked and like my pubs just grinds my gears when I see like a four doing it, and this is like another skill thing, I guess, is I see people see in the guides mana boots and then a what's that item? Aether lens.
Aether lens.
And they don't deconstruct the Aether lens, the mana boots to build the Aether lens.
Yeah, yes,
That's tilting
also,
for me.
yeah, I also want to like smash my head when I see that. Like
Yeah.
I see mana boots and Netherlands. Like what is that? You
Hold
are
up for
not
a
being
second.
efficient. Yes.
As a carry who's fucking mana dependent and always need mana, low key, I'm like, bless, you still got mana boots. I need your ass, come here. I will say, as a carry, when I see my support on mana boots, I'm licking my lips, rubbing my hands together, baby. I'm like, ooh wee.
That and every single time someone picks Coddle.
Every
That's-
bless.
That is one of the unfortunate
Please.
changes, is that late game you actually do have mana problems now, because every support takes their mana boots and builds them into Aether every time now.
Or just
Yeah.
doesn't like build past brown boots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like,
so building on that though, and that's something that I think I see in like the legend and ancient bracket. So like what like variety of ranks have you kind of coached through? Like have you coached like people who are as low as Herald? Have you ever done anything that low? And what's the highest you've coached? Like who's somebody who's come to you as like immortal and is like, hey, big foo dog, teach me how to be you.
I think I don't
G
remember.
food
Maybe
asking.
the lowest maybe Crusader. I don't remember. And asking me is from like different stuff, you know, from the game. But usually in that level, first like before trying to do anything, just try to understand, you know, the basics of Dota, like how to move, how to use chief, positioning and stuff. Then you can care about your hero. The highest MMR I coach, probably moral players that ask. I'm not like actually coaching, but they keep asking me stuff. So I will take that as coaching because they keep asking me like, "Hey, I do this in that game." Like I feel like it was the wrong choice. Like what can I do? And I check it and I just give him like a tip from what I understand he did wrong
I call that coaching.
or stuff like that. Usually the
Yeah.
highest should be like immortal, maybe top 1500, 500, 400.
So, out of that curiosity, what are the differences and mistakes that you see like a Crusader playing, a Crusader player making versus like an Immortal player? So, like, and is there like in betweens there? Like, do you see something that like really often you see Legend players doing that's like really bad, or like Ancients and Divines? Like, is there something that you think particularly attaches to like these different brackets?
I'm curious if they do the same shit.
Yeah, usually
Like,
they
there's
all
the
do
same
the same
mistakes.
thing. I see the same mistakes usually over and over. Like the first there's the guy that always builds the same thing on the heroes he plays. Like he never changed the build. Like if he plays Juggernaut, he will go Battle Fury, Manta, Scotty, I don't know, Butterfly and stuff like that. He never crosses to his mind to get just maybe Maelstrom, a Blink, and then go to fight, or maybe get Diffusal Blade for the lane and then maybe move with the team and then get Maelstrom and Blink again. No, they just go Battle Fury and Maelstrom, Sang and Yasha, Butterfly, like robots. They don't think about the lane. They don't think about the game or what they can do. Also the starting items, like I see always they get like I don't understand their starting items. Like I don't know what they are thinking they can do. Like they get I seen Juggernauts with like Ore of Venom. Like I don't know what he's going to do with that. And the other thing is also like there's small things like using Chief. They don't know how to use the Chief for like example taking runes or for example putting words. So their movement is like pretty robotic, which is a difference between immortal players. They react faster. They we use shift for runes. They use shift for the words for sentries. Patrolling units also. They use, for example, an immortal player that plays Lycan usually use the wolves to make patrol to check areas, or at least one of their wolves to follow you. As for Crusader players, they just use it for farming the lane, and the wolves stay AFK after one wave.
Micro at its finest, huh?
Oh, micro at its finest.
What got you into just being interested in the coaching? Because I know some players just want to say, "Hey, fuck everybody else. I'm more worried about myself." But then there's obviously people who like coaching tend to really invest their time in others, which would seem counter, like basically hurt
Because
themselves.
I I wanted to coach because when someone asks me and I see this guy, I mean, when someone asks me, it's because this guy wants to improve. He's like actually caring about the game and about his gameplay and about the teammates he will face later on. Like he doesn't want all to be like the one that get flames at the end of the game. He understands he's doing something wrong, and
Hell
I
yeah.
understand that one. I understand that feeling, so I can understand him. Like he wants to be better. He wants to take this a little bit, maybe not so serious, but at least to be decent. And that's the reason why I help him. Like I want him to be better because if he has the initiative, then why not help? If he wants to be better, I can help him to be better.
What's the word for it? The compulsion to help those who want to help themselves is very strong.
Yes.
Really?
I would say it defines a lot of my life. If somebody is trying to improve and is honestly putting the effort in, I will stand right beside them in Dota,
Oh,
in anything.
I'll tell them to fuck themselves.
That's fair.
Well, that's not. Yeah, two different people, two different sides of the coin.
You want to be better
Fuck-
at the things
fuck
you
you,
do?
Greco.
Get out of
Personally-
here.
Personally, what I think the real answer for Fu is he's just trying to train people so he has teammates later on that he gets first grabs on. You know
See,
what I
there's
mean?
a
Bro,
strategy.
who just wants my money? All right, let's get that out of the way.
He tells you all the
Who
wrong
just
shit.
wants
It
my
just
money?
he builds confidence in the wrong shit is what he's doing,
That's
just
right.
so he can get money. Yeah, we're on to you, Fu.
Y'all keep coming back to him, dude. You'll keep coming back.
It's a process.
Yeah, you should chase the position 4 through the jungle. Yeah.
Aggression, fight.
Dive their mid at 3 minutes.
Go, kill.
Which is funny because that's what it feels like to play with Fu. Is the entire time he's yelling at you, just fight. What are you scared of? Just fight. Just the
Yeah.
whole time.
People don't understand that you have to fight, and if you die, no problem. You just TP again and fight again.
I would like everyone to take a look at my last Marcy game when I'm laning with Fu as he's playing Weaver. And he's just constantly, hey, just go fight. Who cares if you die? Who cares? I died, I think, 16 times in that game. I was like 3-16. And he's like, oh, you did a great job. Like, screw you, man.
But like, low key, I'm gonna be straight up. Like, that's the best way to learn, though. Like, if you're truly trying to like learn, just go fight. Fight at every opportunity, and then dial it back. Because then you'll know when you should be fighting and when you shouldn't.
Well, you learn.
Then you will know.
It's way better to dial it back than to try and amp it up.
I mean, that's
Right.
that's the tutorial of any hero, right? Like, do you really care to learn how to farm on the hero? I don't think you do. I think you care to learn how to fight with the hero.
All right, I wouldn't agree with that. Farm is really important.
Yeah.
Shout out
Bodies
my
are
carry.
farm, my friend. Bodies are farm.
Let's go ahead and move on though. I want to talk. This is something that I'm really interested in. Fu, a big part of your life, and we talked about this for a good amount of time. Your dream was to kind of make it in some form to the big stage, and you got an opportunity to manage Thunder Predators, Thunder Awaken, or like I said, whoever the heck they want to call themselves this week. They seem to change their names constantly. But you got that opportunity. Tell us what that was like.
I really enjoy it. I really like the job because I always wanted to work in the esports industry because I like Dota. I love Dota, and I always wanted I like be player or coach or analyst or manager or whatever. And I got the opportunity thanks to my friend with Leo Style, which is a pro player. I found he introduced me to the CEO of Thunder, and I met him. We have a conversation, a reunion. We agreed into some things, and then he hired me to be the manager. And as a manager, I really enjoyed the job. People is great. Living there with the guys is like awesome. Like you wake up, like everything is about Dota inside there. They're always thinking about Dota, how to be better, how to be better at the game, like also better persons because you need to practice, with your teammates, like how you communicate with them. Like try to not to flame them, you're living with them. It's not just like a rank or anything else where you can like flame and you close your PC or whatever. And
And you
run.
never see them again. Yeah, you actually have to
Yeah,
you have to see
you
these people
actually
after your game.
yeah, so you need to work on your communication skills, like your body language and stuff also. Like they need to see like you are not mad because one game. They all know it's your fault maybe that you guys lose, but try to not like communicate that with your body language or with your communication skills,
No, you're
just move
right.
on as a team.
I mean, that
Guys.
summarizes like a lot of the top ranked players, right? Like, why are like the number one ranked or like number two or top 10 ranked people in all these servers not just automatically pros that are making shit tons of money? And it's to do, at least partially, with their communication skills. Like, if they are going to get tilted
Yeah,
after one loss and just feed down mid, then why would anyone
yeah,
want you on their team?
Why the hell
yeah,
can't
exactly.
Samael stay on a fucking team?
Why can't Bulba not have a breakdown in the lobby?
um,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was your initial reaction when you heard that you got the job? Personally,
Oh,
for me, when I started out working, and my goal was to work in professional sports, and I got a call to basically be the head athletic trainer for a professional baseball team. And for me, that was one of the most exciting things that's ever happened to me. Was that experience similar, or tell us about your experience when when you just got the call, like you just got the job?
I was really surprised because I was actually on vacation when this guy just contacted me and told me, hey, I want you in Thunder. I want you to be the manager. And he also told me like I want you to be the manager and probably also like a coach or an analyst. He told me that. So I was happy, because I was finally trying to do something in esports, which I always wanted to. I was happy, surprised, and excited. And when I got there, like I was with full energy. I wanted to take Thunder like to the moon, like in a matter of saying.
The
Thunder to the
moon!
Wanted,
moon!
To the moon!
yeah,
Moon
To
to
the
the moon!
moon!
Moon to the moon!
I wanted the best for them, and I think in my time there, we accomplished that. Like I have a good relationship with all the players. Like I keep seeing them. Like we keep going out to parties, or buying stuff, or eating stuff. And I think we accomplished that, like that. And I don't know how it's hard to explain, like that feeling where they feel comfortable with me and I feel comfortable with them, and we just have a great time playing Dota and playing and doing great in tournaments, something like that. Like, we're just having a great time together. Like everything
Seeing
is in the place where it should be.
seeing you guys succeed, or seeing them succeed, I would imagine would be phenomenal. If I remember right, the land that you guys attended, you can remind me which one that was. I think it was Stockholm, correct?
Stockholm, yes,
Um, and you guys overachieved what your initial goal was, correct? So
yes.
that had to be really exciting. Your group stage was insane.
Yeah, we wanted to everyone know that SA Dota is one of the best Dotas you can play. That we are here to, because we want more. Um, how you can say this? Like we just don't want that only two SA teams qualify for majors and TIs. We want more slots for SA because we think we have like a great competitive scene here
Dude,
in
it's.
only not only SA but also NA. And I think we deserve like more slots.
Oh, you just struck a heart chord with me. NA Dota. Oh, NA Dota. I
I
don't
love
care what
NA
anybody
Dota.
says. NA Dota's never dead, dude. It's coming. It's coming like a
Yeah.
storm.
So that yeah, we went with that in mind. Like everyone knows that Thunder is an SA Dota, that SA esport team that can compete with high team levels in Europe and anywhere. And I think we achieved that. Like we earned a lot of respect after the major and during the major also.
So your move was actually pretty quick once you got the job, right? Like you were almost immediately in the house. What was that experience like to basically pick up your bags and then all of a sudden, I would almost kind of describe this like you're basically moving into a frat house. A bunch of
Mm,
younger guys who, yes, you have the same goal and things along those lines, but they're younger guys and you're moving in with them and you have all this staff of people taking care of you, making sure you're fed and all this. But what was it like just living in the house, not for the players but for you in general?
like being the manager here, at least in South America, and from my experience in Thunder, is like you need to be like a friend to them, someone that they can trust you, but at the same time you need to be like half of like a parent, like a father, because these are young persons that they only have Dota 2 in their mind. Like they all left their home for playing Dota, and we are all together in a big house. We are all like away from our family, trying to do something with Dota 2, like trying to make money out of this. And the role of a manager is like you need to satisfy all their needs, but at the same time you need to also take care of them. Like for example, I've been like they called me like 3 in the morning in my room because one guy was like getting allergies. He ate something, I think, and he was like red, really red, and I need to take him to the doctor. Like everyone is looking at me like, hey, do something. No, you're the manager, like the person we are looking for in case we like are in danger or we don't feel good.
So
Your team
manager,
mom.
Uh,
aka
Your
team mom,
team mom.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, team mom.
yeah. So you need to take care of all of them, and at the same time, satisfy the needs of them in the house, like like check they are getting fed or what they want to eat, if they want to go out somewhere, because they only play Dota. So it's also good to ask them, like, hey, you want to do something else, like outside of Dota, like maybe I don't know, like go to play like in the go karts, or maybe go to play I don't know ping pong somewhere or
Keeping
bowling.
morale up. Yep.
Yeah, because they get bored also. Like they play Dota like more than 10 hours, so it's also good to take them out sometimes and distract them of the Dota too,
And
to
that's
open their mind.
and that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't realize when they say pro. Like when you say the word pro, like professional esports player, we're not talking about somebody who like is just good, plays 3 hours a day, and then like goes about their merry way, like driving their Lamborghinis and with all their their dozens of topless women in the back. It's not that at all. That it's you're in a house with like four other sweaty ass dudes who are all like for 10 to 12 hours a day playing Dota, and not just like fun Dota. There's almost, it's like boot camp, grueling, really criticizing, watching your replays, everybody else watching replays, picking apart your play. Like everyone's doing this in the name of becoming the perfect tool for this game. Do you know what I mean?
You're a tool.
I am a tool. But that being said, I'm a good fucking offlane tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Exactly like that.
people
Yes.
just get the wrong idea that that's what professional esports looks like when it's grueling, man. Like it really can be.
So, was there anything that really just you didn't really like? Like, was it something where, like, for example, was there a time where you felt there's all this pressure, like if something goes wrong, you have to be the one to fix it? Was it like overwhelming at times? Was it like you just didn't have time for yourself? Uh, was there anything you just really just didn't like, or was it all just pretty much an awesome experience?
I mean, it was an awesome experience, but also like, it's like you need to be ready to work like at any time. Like we can say this is like a flexible hour time where you can maybe wake up, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock, 11 or 12, and there's nothing like there, like the guys are just waking up, like there's nothing to do for that day, and you can chill that day, like maybe do nothing, like just rest in the couch, watch movies, and get some screams, and that's it. As where there are other days where you will be like waking up maybe 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock and staying awake until 3 or 4 in the morning to do some paperwork, documentation, like screens, like talk with partnerships and stuff. Um, like it depends. Like sometimes you are doing nothing, and other days you have to do a lot of job, a lot of work. I would say sometimes you can feel you are overwhelmed, especially in long events, because in the house, in the gaming house, it's a little bit more chill. But when you travel with the guys, it's different. In long events, yeah, like you need to be with them like 24/7, and because there are so many things, like so many schedules, so many things they want to do, like media day, photo, like practices, like they have timings also in the hotel, like about what time you can practice and stuff. So you need to try to assemble everything and also at the same time be with them.
So let's talk about that. And I'm describe the LAN experience because, like you're saying, it's different. It's completely different than just being in the house.
It's
And if I remember right, that was your first LAN experience. Talk about that.
it was the Stockholm Major, correct?
Yeah, Stockholm Mayor. Well, I mean, they cannot speak English, so I need to be with them because if someone asks them something, they cannot answer back. So I need to be with them like 24/7. Um, and also like there are different things that needs to be satisfied. For example, food, like this foreign food they don't eat. So sometimes like we were in the hotel there, going for the buffet to eat something, and the food like it was just not something we used to eat, so we cannot eat that. So for example, I need to order like I don't know, like McDonald's or something like that for a couple of them, and then for the rest they can eat they
Professional
can eat.
athletes, boys.
Ew, I don't want to eat fish. Yuck. I won't eat it.
I don't want this
I want
gourmet.
McDonald's.
Dude, it was like
Bob!
that. Like we were going all together to eat something, and they are like, "Oh man, I don't eat this," and the other player is like, "Oh, I don't eat this either." And I
And
was
so,
checking. I said, "Oh, I don't eat this either." So who wants to eat this? Like maybe one or two guys. Okay, you guys can eat this. The rest, I would order like McDonald's or some shit.
so
Fucking McDonald's coming through, man.
hell yeah, it's everywhere and it's always good. So there's something that I was wondering as well. So you got like the very unique experience. If you weren't just in the major, you were like backstage, right? All the other pro players, all the other like
Yes,
teams, you got to see like the backstage and like how these teams were interacting with each other. Not so much
yes,
this, but
yes.
more so from the Stockholm Major generally, and as well as the backstage presence. Like, what did you get to see that I guess you weren't expecting, or like what was interesting that you saw back there that was like you were surprised by?
Mm, like there are a lot of things. Like everyone is like very friendly. Like I thought maybe pro players like because you just see them like playing in ranks. You don't actually know how they behave in person. So, for example, I thought like maybe CCNC, for example, he was like a serious person, because of the ranks and stuff. But when you see him in person, like he's like very calm, smiling, like he wants to play ping pong and stuff, and like that, everyone is like very friendly. And as for ESL staff, I was surprised that they have like a lot of staffs. Like they have a lot of person like trying to do everything, like they were doing the merchandising. I have like a personal manager, I guess, that she was always like, if I needed something, she was available for me. And then she had like two more managers on top of her that to help her. And they have like a lot of staffs in ESL. And for coordinations, also like they were looking for us like maybe three or four guys like in the room just to get us to the lobby to play. Well, I was asking, I need a little bit more time because I have one guy like taking a shower and the other guy is like in the bathroom. Like, just give me 5 minutes. But yeah, that's it.
So I remember you talking about how a lot of the guys don't like interviews.
Oh yeah.
I'm typically the same way where I've been how many times or well she how many times have you done the interview like post game for me because
I
I
feel
just
like
don't want to do it.
twice.
We've only been interviewed I think 3 times and the other time I sent Nick, but and that went great.
That
Sending
did go
him.
good. Plus that Nick interview.
But yeah, like so a lot of the guys I know just didn't ever want to do interviews. So you had to do a couple of them, correct?
Yeah, like usually they don't like interviews. Not in like in general. Like they don't even want like Spanish interviews or English interviews. Like they just want to focus on playing Dota. So when I had to ask someone to do the interview, usually I had Panda, which is like he knows English and he's like he doesn't care if he does the interview or not. But
Mhm.
like sometimes I was receiving like 4 or 5 interviews requests, so it was like I had to split between Panda. Then I said someone in some interviews I sent the coach in that time, which I mean it was vintage, and someone I was doing it myself. Like I was answering in my WhatsApp, send me the questions, I will answer here, like with voice message or something.
Hmm. How was that interview? Did you enjoy it,
Mm.
or was it just kind of a
Yes,
pain in
it
the
was
ass for
like
you?
I mean, they were asking me as a player perspective, like, but like how you feel about beating Liquid, for example. But I haven't played, I'm not player, I'm the manager. So I was trying to answer like if I was a player, trying,
It's a little
trying to put in
challenging.
their shoes. Yeah, yeah, and stuff
uh,
like that.
you talked how nice like CCNC was.
Yeah.
Who was the night like? Is there anyone who you met that was like the nicest dude in the world? Like you just talked to him, you're like, goodness gracious, what an impression.
I really enjoy talking with Soneko. He's like he has a great mentality as a captain and as a player, as an everything. Like I remember he was saying something like, "You guys are good. We are also good. Like we love playing against you. You should stick together as a team because you don't like disband if you lose something or you don't qualify for something. Just stay together because you all together are great." And we were telling him, also your team, which is Bedroom, they are also great. They have great players, great organizations. The manager was also nice. Uh, I really enjoy speaking with him. Like he was saying something like, I remember the last day he was saying like, "Hey guys, you should stay together and please don't lose your manager. Your manager is really good. Like this guy, I've seen he's always with you, 24/7, helping you." And I was saying, I appreciate that. These are like my boys. They are my friends, and I try to stay with them like 24/7 just to help them. Because not just because it's my job, because I also enjoy to be with them. Yeah, I really enjoy speaking with Suneko.
So as we were talking, you're no longer the manager for Thunder Awaken.
No.
You're taking your talents to South Beach and elsewhere. What are your future admirations now? Where are you trying to go as far as Dota goes or Dota related?
Like right now, like my father always taught me to have a plan B, C, D, and F and everything. So, for example, I have so many different things that I want to do, not right now. One of them is, for example, like if there's any org that needs me to be a manager, I could try that, but it needs to be like, we need to talk, like about that because I received offers from different organizations that they wanted to be, they wanted me to be their manager, but like it was not great deal, They were telling me like, okay, but we cannot pay you like for 2 months, stuff like that. Like,
Ooh.
of course, I will not accept that. They like or like I don't know deals that are not good for me. So one of the things I think I'm looking for is maybe be a manager from a nice org that we can have a nice agreement, like a nice deal that is good for me and good for them. The other one is that I'm also a high MMR player right now, which is I'm 7.5, 7.6. So I will try to keep climbing. I will also would like to be like a pro player maybe if I can get to there. Um, yeah, that's my two goals right now. I'm also teaching myself to be how you call this? I think it's a back end developer, like
Mhm.
software engineering.
Really?
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
not know that. That's awesome.
that's my plan C.
Fantastic. Yeah, I look forward to seeing how you're going to do and especially reaching those goals. And if any like big organizations, EG or Liquid or something like that is looking for somebody, I know you guys are listening because that's exclusively, we only get the professional Dota scene listening to a
Nothing but the
dose of
best,
Sinsanity.
baby.
Nothing but the best. We have Fufu here looking for a job. hit the guy up. You know what I'm saying? There's no one better. But
Yo, Red Sox, hit him up.
yeah. um, so you experienced probably the greatest, I would say, Dota experience that you've had to this date recently. Really getting to step up on the main stage with some of the best Dota players in North America and South America. Um, that being, of course, the PSGS Invitational,
The pinnacle of events.
the pinnacle of events. We had teams and players warming up against EG just to get ready for this tournament. So express to us, what did you feel about that?
Me?
Well, yeah, you. This is
Yeah,
all
you.
about you, man.
Oh,
Tell us
sorry.
about your experience in the pinnacle of all esports, and that was PSGS Invitational.
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice tournament. Definitely, it was really good organized. It felt like maybe like BTS tournaments or something like that. As for organizations, I really enjoy playing that there also. Like I play a team for Jamokin team. Yeah, it was really
Foggy.
nice.
But not that pot of greed squad. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
played for
yeah,
that
yo,
team.
you forgot you were playing with pot of greed, huh?
I mean,
Oh.
forgettable, right? Forgettable.
Man,
Side characters.
goodness
They're
gracious.
side characters, Fu.
Side characters in the story of Fu.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing the tournament.
I see. I want to know one thing. How did it make you feel that there are all these high MMR players that a lot of them you had a higher MMR than, more distinguished in the Dota Pro scene, but you couldn't secure yourself a direct invite, but they
No.
could. Is that
Yes.
is that because you're just not good enough?
No, you are just not good enough.
No, I think
I
it's you, man. It's not me.
no. I am the highest MMR in every team I've been playing. I need players that at least are 500 MMR lower than me,
Is that because
not 3,000 lower than
players?
me.
Is that because players that are higher MMR than you don't want you because you're bad?
Oh damn. Oh shit.
Damn,
All,
phone him
all
out.
I'm
he said
saying
Phone him
is,
out here.
Oh, he said it.
Oh,
I watched DNM carry his team to victory.
yeah,
Fu
he played
couldn't
with
do this for Pot of Greed. Fu couldn't make it through the qualifiers.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to point fingers here, but
DNN didn't
you
have
did not make it there, and you did lose the first round and you lost on two different teams. There's a common denominator. At some point, you got to look at yourself, Fu.
I'm just saying, report the 2 and 12, Marcy.
no man. I need immortal stack. That's it. I
Oh,
just need immortal stack.
you need people to carry you, huh?
It's not my fault. It's my teammates' fault. They're bad.
Amen, brother. I don't know why my teammates are so bad, bro.
So, what would you change if you had to say anything about the PSGS Invitational? Was there anything that you're like, hey man, this could be better? Feedback time, let it loose. You know what I mean?
I didn't thought about that. Maybe what you guys need is sponsorship. Like honestly, like I feel organization is nice. Like you organize the tournament, like everyone understand the rules. Everyone could see the brackets stuff. Maybe a little bit more stuff like for answering questions. You know, get more people just for answering questions that the other teams are asking, while you guys are being like I think referees inside the games. Um, then a little bit maybe of a sponsorship and advertising. It would be nice like to see like for example in Twitch, you know, like I don't know, to get sponsorship from DHL or something like that. To see like a transition scene or maybe like in the big tournaments, like when they do this between games, they put like a small history about a team or a player or something like that.
Interesting. That's a good idea.
Write that down. Write that down.
Hey, dude, shit. Where's pen and paper, man? This feels like pause time where I'm
If
jumping
only
out
we
of my
were
seat,
recording this.
scrambling, man.
If only we were recording, dude.
That is the biggest thing that I'll say through the entire tournament is watching the games and then keeping track of pauses, because there's
Yes.
times when you're just you haven't seen a pause in like 4 games, and then all of a sudden it's just bam, keep track, hit the timer, and it's like shit. I'm falling out of my chair. I was leaning completely back. I was half asleep, like, and just scrambling. But not to mention the good old Frostfire Simps and their constant.
All chatting. Oh my
Oh my
god. Holy
God.
shit.
I
A
couldn't
pause
figure
is
out
happening.
I couldn't figure out who the hell paused half the time.
Bro, Frostfire Sims first 2 series literally standing still in lanes all chatting. Like they went hard. They went hard.
Well, I think this is a good time, Jamokin. Is there anything that you want to kind of share about where PSGS Invitational is going? Are we looking to potentially have another tournament? Is it dead in the water? Was it a one-time deal? Anything you want to share kind of as we close out our episode here?
I mean, it's definitely not done. There's definitely more in the pipeline for sure. I will say that we're, this was the previous tournament was the PSGS Invitational Summer 2022, and we are looking to have a winter tournament, and we're looking to make it bigger, bigger
Bigger is
prizes, bigger, more teams, longer, more games, everything bigger, production bigger, teams bigger, MMRs bigger.
Yeah.
All chat maybe a little smaller,
Maybe it's please.
maybe a little. There
Frostfire,
was a lot.
there was I'm pretty sure Frostfire Sims all chatted more than any other team combined.
They probably had like 95% of the all chats
Oh,
in the
jeez.
tournament. Like if you looked through all the, it's probably 95% Frostfire Sims.
But I'm excited for where this tournament's going to take us, and I'm excited for the teams that are going to play, and hopefully Fu will get you a stack that you feel like will carry you, and maybe you'll have another opportunity, probably throw you down in the not give you a direct invite because you are bad.
Yeah,
So
dog
you'll have to fight in those BO1s because you got to prove yourself a little bit to the.
I mean, you couldn't make it through last time without me having
Yeah.
put you on a roster. So
I'm definitely going to play again in the invitational, but with my own stack now. And I will
ooh,
Yeah,
win
me
for
and
the-
Foo stack. We got this, Foo. It was the rest of the team holding us back.
Do you
I think-
guarantee victory? Are you going to call your shot?
Yeah,
We
can-
out here,
yeah,
brother. We guarantee victory.
we can
So
guarantee it.
Welshie's going to be on your team, Fu?
No.
Why'd you gotta do that, Foo? Why'd you gotta do that right here, man? Like, just why, Foo? Why?
You can be 6 player maybe. You can be like coach or analyst.
Yeah,
Cheerleader.
I'm
Cheerleader.
involved.
yeah, be the
He's a
analyst for
cheerleader.
the PSGS invitation.
Dude, I will sit on the sidelines with my pom poms. Go, Foo, go, Foo, go.
What do we talk about the other day, Jamokin? There's always got to be that one guy who doesn't do anything but is involved. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's that one person in each group, in each Discord, on each team that is just they're in every single channel. They're all like they have access to all the stuff. You maybe hear them once or twice ever. And then that's who it is. For us, for Pot of Greed, it's always been Kathy. Kathy's been our #1 fan for eternity.
Hell yeah.
She's always been in our Discord groups and has always been like able to access every single thing that we do. But she's a member of Pot of Greed. You know what I mean? And I think PSGS Invitational had one, and
We definitely
know?
had our random just sitter.
and it sounds like Welshie's going to take on that role for Fu's new stack.
Hell
for the
yeah,
next
I won't be quiet,
Invitational.
but I will still do nothing. I'll do nothing very loudly.
But with that being said, I would like to say thank you for tuning in, listening to us, and getting to know Fu a little bit. So it's going to be exciting to see where his career takes off. And we're all pretty confident in the great things that he's going to be doing in the Dota 2 community. And we're very thankful that you can hop on and kind of share all this stuff with us. It's been a
Been a
great time.
pleasure sharing an hour with you, sir.
I feel like I had better things to do, but yeah, it was it's adequate.
I feel the same.
Shout out.
with
Love the
with that being
podcast.
said, everyone have a good night.
Later.
Why do we have the best podcast?